Welcome to the Inner Journeys Outer Adventures podcast. I'm your host, Corey Jacobson. Today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the lessons and how I grew in 2023. So the first one, I think this is the most important, is just consistency is key. And, you hear everybody talk about it and you hear it from millions of different people. But until you start implementing that principle, you don't truly understand how you can reap the results from it. So it's the same in fitness. It's the same in business. It's the same in your career. It's the same in relationships. If you are consistent with something, you are going to get the results that you're looking for. And sometimes it's the very small thing that you're doing that actually compounds over months and years to get you that result. So really, consistency is the mother of all skill, is the mother of all results, is the mother of all wealth. Anything that you can think of, somebody was doing something for a very long time in order to get the result that they got. So if you're not being consistent over and over and over again, through the monotony, through the boring shit, if you're not doing something over and over again, you cannot expect a good result. You can expect yourself to be disappointed. You can expect yourself to get frustrated. You can expect a lot of bad things if you are not consistent. So make sure, first and foremost, if there's something you're looking to achieve, you have to be consistent with something first. If that's running, you have to be consistent with running week after week. If that's lifting, you have to be lifting 3, 4, 5 days a week, week after week. If it's in your diet, you're trying to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit. That means you're not eating more than enough food to gain weight over a long period of time. It just doesn't happen over 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. Sometimes these things last a lot longer because you aren't being consistent with it. Even when you are being consistent with it, if you have a lot of weight to lose, or if you have a big goal in muscle gain that you want to get to, it's going to take more than a month, more than 3 months. It might take you a year. It might take you 2 years to reach your final goal. And you have to realize that if you are not getting the results you want, it's because you aren't doing something consistently. If you don't know what those things are, that's where you need to reach out and get help. So that's really the biggest one of my 2023. And where I found that implemented was in my online training business, was in my running training. I've never formally done running training before. So I've never understood what results you can get from training specific areas of running. So I did speed work more often. I did hills work more often. I did consistent long runs that stretched longer over and over a 12-week period. And I reaped the results over that 12-week period because I was consistent each and every week doing 3 runs a week. One's a speed run, one's an easy run, one was a long run. And after enough time has passed, you can see results. In my business, I learned the things that I needed to do and be consistent on, even though I kind of knew what I should be doing. Like, you need to be talking to people to generate business for yourself. If you're not talking to people, you're not going to be generating business for yourself. So I was finally consistent in that, and I saw my business grow. I saw my running grow. I saw my strength grow. In all these areas, you see the consistency is what got you the result over the long period of time. So big lesson. Even though I knew it, I knew that to be the case. I finally took action and actually did it. And it was actually consistent for a long period of time. And I'm reaping the results from that. Another thing I learned in 2023, again, it's another one of those things that you hear on social media. You hear, you watch Instagram Reels, you watch TikToks, you watch these things where you see some very profound advice or just something that really clicks in your head. But until you put it into practice and experience it yourself, you don't actually know what it's like. And I heard this saying from Tom Hanks, of all people. It was a video of him with a bunch of other guys around a table. And he talked about this too shall pass. He's like, I wish I knew that sooner in my life. And where I applied that was in my Spartan race, going up a mile of elevation gain of 3,200 or 4,000 feet of elevation gain over a mile distance when it's taken me 30, 40, 50 minutes to do, sucks. And you think it's going to last a very long time. So I had to tell myself, this too shall pass. because it will. It's only temporary. It's not going to last forever. This discomfort, this suffering is not going to last forever. And that I had to remind myself many, many times in that Spartan race, this too shall pass. This is only temporary. I will not be doing this forever. There will be an end point. And if I can reach that end point, I'm going to be very happy with myself. If I quit before that, I'm going to be very upset with myself. So I just have to understand that this too shall pass. And kind of goes along with that is don't fall for complacency and comfort. I think all of us as human beings have that in us. Like, we want to be comfortable. We want to revert back to what's easy, what's comfortable, what's complacent. We get complacent with that. And I think we all go through periods of that. I know I have in this past year and years before that. I get complacent, I get comfortable, and it's hard to shake out of that. And a lot of people fall for that trap because it is a trap. Comfort and complacency is a trap. You are not going to be more fulfilled or happy with your life if you're just always comfortable, always doing the easy thing. You're complacent, you're not growing, you're stagnant. You're not going to be happy with that. We as humans have to be striving for something to be happy. And it's not necessarily just success, it's the journey. Like, you have to be reaching for something. You have to have a purpose for something. And that's the opposite of complacency, is having a purpose. And, people talk about purpose all the time, of having a purpose. And I never really understood what people were talking about. And it may seem like it's supposed to be some profound thing, something that maybe God gave you. But it doesn't have to be like that. Your purpose could be reaching this next objective of my business goal. It could be providing for my family. It could be so many different things that could be your purpose, but you have to have something that you're striving for, that you're reaching for, that you know that you have to do something every day to reach that purpose. So don't fall for that comfort and complacency. I did that for probably 4 to 6 weeks this past year. After my Spartan race, I got comfortable and I got complacent. I didn't have anything that I was reaching for, striving for. And I felt it. I was in a foul mood. I didn't feel as joyful or as happy as I normally would. I felt lower down, more stressed, because I got comfortable and complacent. I wasn't reaching for anything anymore. Another big lesson that I learned early on in this year, and it stems from 2022 as well, is I was stuck and I felt like I wasn't getting where. I was very frustrated because I wasn't growing. I wasn't taking the actions that I needed to take, and I didn't know what to do, really. So when I was stuck like that, what actually got me out of it was searching for somebody that is doing what I want to be doing and then learning from them. So in my case, I wanted to be learning how to do an online training business, online coaching business. So I went and got a mentorship for that. I found somebody that I know, liked, and trusted and respected, and how they operate, and they had a lot of the same values as I did. So I reached out to them and I committed to a year-long mentorship, and that helped me create clarity and understanding of what I need to do. These people are all doing the things that I want to be doing in my business. So learning from them speeds up my process and gets me unstuck. Like, I no longer feel frustrated. If I do feel frustrated, it's because I'm not doing the things I know I need to be doing, because I have all the clarity I need for the goals that I have. So whenever you're stuck and you want to be in a different spot, in a different place, or level up in business or life, relationships, fitness, etc., find somebody that is already doing what you want to be doing. They've already accomplished the things that you want to accomplish, and learn from them, whether you pay for their service or not, or if they are kind enough to just teach you things. But be around them, learn from them, and then that'll help you get unstuck and get you closer to your goals a lot faster. I'd say another one that it goes very closely to don't fall for the comfort and complacency trap is discipline is a muscle. So you can either build that muscle or it can atrophy. I've learned this many times over and over again, even just in the past year. If you do something difficult and you do something hard every day, you're building your discipline muscle. And it's not something that you always enjoy doing, right? It's if you only enjoy working out and you look forward to working out, that's not building discipline because you love doing it. So it's easier to do because you love doing it. So it has to be something that's a little bit harder to do. Maybe it's something you're starting doing, you've never done it before, so you don't quite know if you like it or not. But if you stick with it, again, it compounds with consistency. But discipline is a muscle. If you're doing something difficult and you're doing it day after day, you're going to be building that discipline muscle. So that means when you have that built and you're building it, you can put your mind to different tasks that you know are going to be difficult, and you know you're going to follow through with it because you have that discipline. If you don't have that discipline and you're not doing the things that you know you need to be doing every day, or the hard thing that you shied away from, I've done this, so I know that atrophies. So you get comfortable and complacent again. And when you're comfortable and complacent, it's harder to do hard things. And so even some of the easy things, you either pull some of the joy from it, you don't want to do it some days, and you're losing that discipline muscle. So you need to make sure that you are constantly taking care of it. You're constantly building it. You're doing the things that you need to be doing day in and day out, no matter if you want to do it or not. And recently I learned that you have to do it every single day. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend or a weekday. If you are doing something disciplined for 5 days in the week, like for me, it's morning routine. If I'm doing my morning routine only 5 days a week and I'm not doing it on Saturday and Sunday, Monday comes and it's harder to get back into that routine. So I know that I need to do it every day. And I feel better when I do it. That's a bonus to it. But if I skip a couple days, it makes it harder to get back on the wagon, to get back into that routine. So I know I need to constantly take care of it, constantly polish it, constantly building the muscle and maintaining the muscle. It's just like fitness. If you build muscle in the past and then you stop working out, guess what? You're going to lose some of that muscle, or most of that muscle, or all of that muscle if you never work out again. Muscle is maintained a lot easier than it's gained. So if you just do a couple things each day, and you've already gained it, you can keep it that much easier. But if you don't do the things that you know you're supposed to be doing, that you set out to do before, and you reach this level where you're very happy with where you're at, and then you get comfortable and complacent, and you start dropping off from that, that's where you're losing it. That's where you're atrophying. That's where you're losing part of yourself. I struggle with self-doubt all the time, imposter syndrome, whatever you want to call it. I struggle with it. And I think a lot of people do. Everybody does, honestly, unless you're very egotistical or just super confident. You've built this confidence up. Even the most confident people, I believe, have some self-doubt that they're battling with. I don't think it'll ever fully go away for me. But I know I need to still act despite that doubt. The doubt's going to be there no matter what. I can battle against it in my own mind, and I will. But I still need to act even though I doubt myself. So if I'm doing the right things, I'm doing it for the right purposes, I'm doing it for the good rather than for personal gain or anything very selfish. If I'm doing right things that I feel are morally correct and align with my values, even though I doubt it myself, I should still be able to act because it's the right thing to do. And I'm doing the thing that needs to be done. Self-doubt is very tricky. There's been so many things in my life that I've doubted myself on. My ability, physical ability, my intelligence, my ability to make relationships with other people, friendships and significant relationships with other females. I doubted myself on everything. And it's stopped me from doing things, going places, asking a girl out. The only way you're going to get past it is recognizing it, that it's going to be there. Battle against it. Tell yourself, like, if you have anxiety about going and talking to somebody, you have to tell yourself, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no, or they're going to brush you off. So what? Nothing they can do can actually affect who you are as a person and how you feel about yourself. Like, you have to be comfortable with who you are as a person. You have to be aware of who you are as a person. You have to know yourself and love yourself. And then it doesn't matter what happens, because you'll be fine. Kind of go along with that with self-doubt, because self-doubt creates anxiety and stress. But a lot of other things create anxiety and stress. But one thing I found later in the year, but fall of 2023, is anxiety and stress for me came from inaction on my responsibilities, or the things I wanted to do to get to the dream life that I have, the life that I envision myself having in a future family and that things. I get anxious, I get stressful. My mood changes, my attitude changes when I'm not taking action. When I stop doing the things daily that I need to do to move forward in life. Because if you're not moving forward in life, again, you're getting comfortable and complacent. And that creates stress. I believe that creates a lot of stress for myself personally, and I think for other people. So in order to alleviate anxiety and stress, you need to take action. What do you need to do every day? If you don't know what you need to do, you need to start writing down tasks. Break it down very simply. I need to write for 30 minutes. I need to send 5 text messages. I need to write out this Excel spreadsheet. I need to send this email. Write out the tasks that you need to do every day. Write them out in priority. If they're lower on the priority, put them lower on the list. Get the high priority things done right away, first thing in the morning. That way, you're already ahead of the 8 ball. You're in front of it. And then you have less anxiety and stress throughout the rest of the day, because you have things already completed that you know you needed completed for that day. So that alleviates a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, because you're not wondering, when are you going to be able to do it? When am I going to get this done? If I'm not going to do it today, I'm probably not going to do it tomorrow. And then you go down that procrastination loop that I've done for a long time in my life. Very serial procrastinator. It's one of my downfalls, was one of my downfalls. I'm getting better at it. Still not the best at it, but I'm getting better at it. I think another really big lesson from this year is when you take care and challenge your body, your mind is more at ease. It goes along with the anxiety and stress. If you're challenging your body physically, if you're exhausting yourself, well, maybe not daily, but if you're moving your body, you're walking, you're running, you're lifting, doing hot yoga, whatever it is you're doing, but if you're exhausting yourself and challenging your body, your mind will be more at ease. If you are sitting around every day and you're not doing physical things, your mind's going to be racing. Good way to calm your mind is to go for a 30-minute walk. Best way to do it is out in nature. If you can't get nature, get some sunlight. Outside's better than inside. It's just how we're programmed as humans. Being outside calms us. Being in the sunlight calms us. Being in nature calms us. If you're walking in nature, it's a very calming thing, and it brings down your stress levels. Movement is medicine, not just for the body, but also for the mind. So make sure that you are challenging your body. Every week, you have to do something challenging for it. That way you will be more in control of your mind. It'll be more at ease, more calmer, and then you can go about your life in a better manner rather than always stressed, always anxious. Even for the people that are high stress and highly anxious, the ones that are doing better in life and more functional are the ones that are working out, because that is an outlet for them to release some of that stress and some of that anxiety. They're doing forward motion, and that helps them control their thoughts. Considering that, controlling thoughts, something that I've struggled with for a very long time is, and I think a lot of other people have struggled with this as well, is wanting to control others, wanting to want things for others. Like, you want them to have this goal. You want them to have this body or have this fitness level or have that wealth that they want, things that they talk about. You want that for them. And you want to control their behaviors because you want that for them. And you can't want something for somebody. They have to want it for themselves. If they don't want it for themselves, nothing you do will help them move that needle because they don't want it. So you have to let go. You have to help them realize what they want, and it doesn't matter what you want for them. You have to care what they want. Because if you care what they want and you help them realize what they want and help them take steps to getting to that, then nothing else matters. You have to let go of your ego, let go of what you want for them, and just help them. Listen to them. Listening is the best thing you can do for somebody when they are stressed, anxious, or they're not where they want to be in life. Listening, and maybe if you have some advice to give it, but don't expect them to just take your advice or want what you want for them. I struggle with that. Last year, I really wanted something for somebody. They didn't want the same thing. So that made me frustrated. That made me upset. That almost made me angry that they didn't want what I wanted for them. And man, is that a miserable way to live. Wanting something for somebody else and getting frustrated because they're not doing it. You're putting your own pain on your own self. It's nothing about them. It's all about you. Which should be the other way around. It should be all about them and their goals and what they want, not what you want for them. So you have to get rid of the ego and understand that if you truly care about this person, it's not about what you want for them. I think the last lesson, maybe one of the most important ones that I learned this past year, is you need to put in double the amount of work that you think is required to reach your goals. I think we all are okay at setting goals, but we don't understand the work that's going to take to reach those goals. So, like myself, I set a goal for running a 100-mile trail race. I don't think I know the amount of work that it's going to take. I don't think I fully realize and understand that is going to take more work than I've ever put in my entire life. I'm going to be completely exhausted every single week. And there's going to be weeks I don't want to do it. But to achieve the result that I'm looking for, under 24 hours, in that 100-mile trail race, I need to put in more work than I think is required. And the same goes for relationships. If you want a happy, healthy relationship, you have to put way more work in than you think is required. Anything that you want in life takes more work than what you feel like is required. And to achieve really great results, that is so important. Because if you are giving a half-assed effort, I've heard this my entire life, half-assing it, it's only going to give you half-assed results. What's the point of trying to strive for a goal if you're not going to give your all? If you're not going to give everything you have to that goal? And it's probably because you're afraid. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid you're never going to reach that goal. You're afraid you're never going to have that life that you want. But you can conquer that fear by putting in more work. That fear will melt away when you are day in and day out putting in the work and more work than you think is required. You will achieve the result in the end. It may take a year, maybe take 10 years, but you will get there. Thanks for listening to the Inner Journeys, Outer Adventures podcast. We'll see you next time.